2 Samuel chapter 3. When that was the beginning Saul's of a long war between those who were loyal to Saul he lost and those loyal to David, and all Israel became paralyzed with fear. David became stronger now and stronger. There were two brothers, while Saul's dynasty and became weaker, who were captains of Ishbosheth. These are the sons who were born to David. They were sons of Rimmon, a member of the tribe of Benjamin, who lived in Beeroth, was Ahinoam. The town of Beeroth from Jezreel is now part of Benjamin's territory. The second was Daniel, the original whose mother was Abigail, fled the widow of Nabal, where they still live as foreigners. The third was Absalom. Saul's son Jonathan was Maacah, had a son named the daughter of Talmai, who was crippled as a child. He was 5 years old Adonijah, when the report came from Jezreel that Saul and Jonathan had been killed in battle. When the child's nurse heard the news, she picked him up and fled. But as she hurried away, she David's wife, and he became crippled. Sons were all born to David. One day Rechab and Baanah, the sons of Rimmon, between the house of Saul and the house of David around noon, as he was taking his midday rest. Leader among those loyal to Saul, who had been sifting wheat, one day became drowsy and fell asleep. Saul's son, so Rechab Abner and Baanah of sleeping with one of his father's concubines. They went into the house and found Ishbosheth, daughter of on his bed. They struck Abner and killed him, furious, and cut off his head. Am I some Judean dog to be taking his head like this? He shouted. They fled across the Jordan Valley. I have done for your father Saul. And when they arrived at Hebron, friends, they presented you over to David. Is this my reward? Look, that you find fault with me about this woman. Here is the head of Ishbosheth. May God strike me and even enemy Saul if I don't do everything I can to help David. The Lord has given my Lord the king revenge on Saul and his I'm going to take Saul's kingdom and give it to David. But David said to Rechab and Baanah, the throne of David over Israel saves me as from well all as my Judah. Enemies is my all witness. The way from Dan in the north once told to me Beersheba is in the south. Thinking he was bringing me good news, didn't dare say another word him and killed him. He was afraid of what Abner might do. That's the reward I gave him for his news. Then Abner sent messengers to David. How much more should I reward evil men? Doesn't the entire land belong to you? An innocent man make a solemn pact with me, and on his own bed turn over all of Israel. I hold you responsible for his blood and rid the earth of you? But I will not negotiate his young men to unless you bring back my wife Michal, Saul's daughter, their hands and feet, and hung their bodies beside the pool to Ishbosheth, Saul's son. Then they took Ishbosheth's back my wife Michal and buried it, for I bought her with the lives of 100 Philistines. So Ishbosheth took Michal away from her husband, Palti, son of Laish. Palti followed along behind her as far as Bahurim, weeping as he went. Then Abner told him, "Go back home." So Palti returned. Meanwhile, Abner had consulted with the elders of Israel. For some time now, he told them, "You have wanted to make David your king. Now is the time. For the Lord has said, I have chosen David to save my people Israel from the hands of the Philistines and from all their other enemies." Abner also spoke with the men of Benjamin. Then he went to Hebron to tell David that all the people of Israel and Benjamin had agreed to support him. When Abner and 20 of his men came to Hebron, David entertained them with a great feast. Then Abner said to David, "Let me go and call an assembly of all Israel to support my lord the king. They will make a covenant with you to make you their king, and you will rule over everything your heart desires." So David sent Abner safely on his way. But just after David had sent Abner away in safety, Joab and some of David's troops returned from a raid, bringing much plunder with them. When Joab arrived, he was told that Abner had just been there visiting the king and had been sent away in safety. Joab rushed to the king and demanded, "What have you done? What do you mean by letting Abner get away? You know perfectly well that he came to spy on you and find out everything you're doing." Joab then left David and sent messengers to catch up with Abner, asking him to return. They found him at the well of Sirah and brought him back, though David knew nothing about it. When Abner arrived back at Hebron, Joab took him aside at the gateway as if to speak with him privately. But then he stabbed Abner in the stomach and killed him in revenge for killing his brother Asahel. When David heard about it, he declared, "I vow by the Lord that I and my kingdom are forever innocent of this crime against Abner, son of Ner. Joab and his family are the guilty ones. May the family of Joab be cursed in every generation with a man who has open sores or leprosy, or who walks on crutches, or dies by the sword, or begs for food." So Joab and his brother Abishai killed Abner because Abner had killed their brother Asahel at the battle of Gibeon. Then David said to Joab and all those who were with him, "Tear your clothes and put on burlap. Mourn for Abner." And King David himself walked behind the procession to the grave. They buried Abner in Hebron, and the king and all the people wept at his graveside. Then the king sang this funeral song for Abner. "Should Abner have died as fools die? Your hands were not bound, your feet were not chained. No, you were murdered, the victim of a wicked plot." All the people wept again for Abner. David had refused to eat anything on the day of the funeral, and now everyone begged him to eat. But David had made a vow saying, "May God strike me and even kill me if I eat anything before sundown." This pleased the people very much. In fact, everything the king did pleased them. So everyone in Judah and all Israel understood that David was not responsible for Abner's murder. Then King David said to his officials, "Don't you realize that a great commander has fallen today in Israel? And even though I am the anointed king, these two sons of Zeruiah, Joab and Abishai, are too strong for me to control. So may the Lord repay these evil men for their evil deeds."